Ladies and gentlemen, this YouTube channel vlog show is of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. It is also about personality, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is your host of the show, Mr. Big Beefy E himself, the elder statesman of Rant and Rave, and Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode number 1036 of the show. Thank you for watching, and thank you for tuning in. I just recently got another subscriber, and I know who it is because I just talked to her because I was live streaming with my good friend Jordy Scow. We had a couple of guests on, and one of our guests was known as Diamond Princess, but she's also known as the Betterment of Black Women. That will be Diamond Princess. She always will be Diamond Princess to me because she's a gem, a sweetheart. So I want to thank Diamond Princess for subscribing. I appreciate it, and thumbs up to you. And hope you enjoy my content. I know I talked to you about my content. You seem to like and be interested in it. So thank you, Diamond Princess, Nubian Queen. Thank you so much, and welcome to my crazy world. So we're going to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. As you know, this is the biggest night of Monday Night Raw. Survivor Series Fallout Part 1, because Part 2 will be on SmackDown, which is going to be more interesting. The fact that Damage Control lost, and there was like a little distance between them and Bayley. This is going to be very interesting, to say the least. So we're talking about Randy Orton kicking off Monday Night Raw, and he addresses the Nashville crowd. And he's talking about some unfinished business with the Bloodline. But Rhea Ripley came out, and the girl better be careful because Randy Orton will not hesitate to RKO a woman. Remember, he did that to Stacy Keibler, and he did that to Beth Phoenix. So Randy Orton, and he did it to I think he did it to Stephanie too, or did he DDT her? I forget which one. But Randy Orton can be a very cold-hearted individual if you're not very careful. So Rhea Ripley comes out, says the Judgment Day's been taken over since, forget the Bloodline, they've fallen. And so as Orton going towards, Rhea Ripley says you made an enemy out of the Judgment Day. JD McDonough, neck brace and all, and Dominic Mysterio attacked Randy Orton. And then once again, even with the neck brace on, JD McDonough got RKO'd once again by Randy Orton. But then Randy Orton points, don't go anywhere. Don't leave the arena. I'm challenging you one-on-one. I'm going to talk to Pierce to see if we make that match happen. So there is that. And then the Alpha Academy and the New Day and the Creed Brothers were talking about tonight's match, the Tag Team Turmoil earlier on. But Maxine Dupree and Ivy Now says, hey, listen, everybody's going to be watching. There's one celebrity will be watching. Country Music Awards recording artist Jelly Roll showed up, and then Jelly Roll, greeting the New Day and hi from the Creeds and all that, and him and Otis were bumping chests and all like, oh boy. And Jelly Roll's a big dude. And I said he should have passed off as a WWE superstar. But then R-Truth comes in, hey, what's up, man? And talk about Jelly Rolls and R-Truth, man. R-Truth's hilarious, and he said, hey, Tozawa, do your thing. And Tozawa's doing his dance. That's nasty. Akira Tozawa. Gotta love him. And Chad Gable announced that Tozawa and Otis will be teaming up in the Tag Team Turmoil. Looks like they're trying to shoot Chad Gable up for a singles competition. Interesting thing. But then the Tag Team Turmoil began. 6 teams competed. Alpha Academy versus DIY versus the Creed Brothers versus the New Day and versus Imperium. And versus Indus Share, too. Indus Share was an opportunity in this match. Alpha Academy and DIY. I'll tell you one, this was a heck of a matchup, to say the least. And DIY ended up picking up the victory over Alpha Academy in the first matchup. Then it was Indus Share's turn to get a shot at DIY. DIY already tired out after the match against Alpha Academy. Indus Share, I thought Indus Share was going to walk all over these guys, but DIY fought back. They beat Indus Share. Then it was the Creed brothers' turn. And like I said, a lot of tag teams had these Thunder and Lightning combos. And when Alpha Academy put Tozawa and Otis together, Tozawa had the lightning speed, you get Otis with the power. Now, DIY, they're well-rounded. Indushare, all power. And then you got the Creed brothers, another well-rounded team. Brutus is more the power guy, but you're talking about the technical skills and Julius Creed, but these two guys are well-rounded. The Creed brothers, Diamond Mine, with Ivy, the lovely Ivy Nile in their corner. Both men fought and fought and fought DIY, and then the Creeds won. Then it was the Creeds versus the New Day. The New Day, they have not been the same since Big E got hurt. So, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods trying to pick up a victory here or two there. They're kind of like, and listen, the New Day are the second longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. They were once the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history until the Usos broke that record. So the Creeds, this was a huge opportunity for the Creeds. They knocked off the New Day. Then Imperium drew last. And remember, Imperium's going through a little bit of a rift, a little bit of a shaky ground, so to speak, because you had Gunther putting pressure on both Kaiser and Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. These two teams went at it. I mean, them and the Creeds, it was tooth and nail between these two teams. And I got to tell you, there was a couple of close counts, but in the end, the Creeds not only picked up the victory over Imperium, they are now the number one contenders to the Undisputed Tag Team titles. And the Creeds are former NXT Tag Team champions. This is a huge opportunity in their young careers already on the main roster. And believe me, the Judgment Day better watch their back. In fact, Judgment Day was talking about the War Games and, how Damian Priest blamed himself for letting the team down. And Ray Ripley said, hey, we're a family. We rise together, we fall together. And we're family. You're good, So, well, that's good. Speaking of family, how's J.D. McDonald? He said, he's still getting checked out, being a while. I said, we both checked him out. And Finn Balor said it best to Damian Priest. Hey, the Creeds are no joke. We cannot underestimate those guys. And Finn Balor is correct on that. And believe me, when I say this, the Creeds could end up walking away as tag team champions. And that could flip the tag team division upside down. And with the Creeds being tag team champions, they go whatever they want. And that's a huge, huge deal. They're former NXT Tag Team Champions. Only a matter of time. If they win the Undisputed Tag Team titles, they're both Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Champions, they'd be another Triple Crown team. New Day. Street Profits pulled it off first, and the New Day. Could the Creeds be the third team to do it? We shall see. We shall see about that. I talked about Judgment Day and everything else. Now, Cody Rhodes addresses the Nashville crowd. But then, as he was talking about, what's up next, Shinsuke Nakamura interrupted Cody Rhodes. He said, I've been waiting a while. And I was like, and then, it's like Shinsuke Nakamura says, I'm searching for the guy. He was searching for Cody Rhodes. And then Shinsuke Nakamura appeared in the ring, misted him with red mist right in the eyes of Cody Rhodes. Looks like Shinsuke Nakamura's found his guy. We all thought it was CM Punk, but it was not. It was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura? Heck of a matchup that's going to be. Can't wait to see it. Who knows for sure what's going down. And then, the Big E special match is coming up next. That's right. Big meaty man slapping meat. We're talking about Big Bronson Reed and Ivar. These two monsters were on a collision course. It's like Megazord versus Dragon Zord. Okay? Or Dragon Zord versus Godzilla. That's what I see it as. And this matchup here, it was insane. And it both fought to a double count out, even despite the fact that Valhalla was ejected from ringside by Daphne LaShawn, the referee. And it was just this matchup. These two beat the crap out of each other to the point where they fought into the crowd. And it looks like a security member got launched by Ivar and Bronson Reed. I'll tell you, those two big monsters, this is not over between those two, I assure you. And they're going to have to get a steel cage or something to contain these two monsters. I'll let them fight a little bit arena. And if I were everybody, I'd back off from that fight. That's for sure. And Then Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark about Survivor Series last night and how Zoe Stark says she came close to beating Rhea Ripley. But then Nia Jax interrupts him, and then then Zoe Stark kind of responds back and everything else, and looks like a matchup between Nia Jax and Zoe Stark is up next. But the Judgment Day was walking back, and they caught R-Truth hanging out in there. And R-Truth was eating jelly rolls and his face full of powder. R-Truth is hilarious. And he goes, "You looking for a fifth member for your team? I want to be a fifth member." Dude, the War Games was a couple of days ago. And I know Judgment Day's like, "Oh man, we got to deal with this idiot now." I love R-Truth though. He's hilarious. R-Truth is back to his comical self. It's good to see R-Truth back on TV. He's hilarious. And he's also a talented man. And he still looks good for his age. He's like, what, near 50 years old, and the man's awesome. Zoe Stark and Nia Jax went one-on-one. Now both the boys were talking about curvy women earlier on. Gotta add Nia Jax to the list of ladies I mentioned. I mentioned Nikita Lyons. I mentioned Toni Storm. I gotta mention Gigi Dolan, and I gotta mention Nia Jax. Come on. And I know Romy would like that, but might I digress. Nia Jax did beat Zoe Stark. Trish Stratus will not be very happy about that, but I think Zoe Stark will bounce back. Kaiser and Vinci were talking about the tag team turmoil. Hey, what happened? Gunther was a little upset. Then the Miz interrupted him, and the Miz believes that he can take the Intercontinental title once again away from Gunther. It looks like Miz is not done with Gunther, not by a long shot, dude. And let me tell you, it's going to be a heck of a matchup, that's for sure. Once again. Then Seth Rollins addressed the Nashville crowd. They started singing his song, and they started chanting CM Punk. He said, "Get out of your system. Talk about that hypocrite." I was like, oh boy. And then he was talking about what's next for the World Heavyweight title and what's next for him after War Games. Drew McIntyre interrupts Rollins, and then Rollins goes, "I would love to give you a shot, but you're going to have to wait. I'm defending it next week against someone else." And then Drew McIntyre said, who are you defending it against? And it said Jey Uso. Drew McIntyre gave Seth Rollins a Glasgow kiss headbutt so hard, Drew McIntyre's head was busted open, and he basically walked away. Actually, not walked away yet. Drew McIntyre headbutts him and attacks him, and then Jey Uso fights off McIntyre. But that next week, Seth freaking Rollins defends the World Heavyweight title against Jey Uso. And if he retains against Jey Uso, he'll have to Drew McIntyre. And after he deals with Drew McIntyre, CM Punk maybe? Interesting thought. So after the commercial, Sami Zayn confronted McIntyre and said, "Hey, what's up with you? It's not like you," and everything else. But afterwards, Drew McIntyre thought about it. He said, "You made some interesting points, but I'm going to try to get a match with you next week." Oh boy. Then the women's tag team titles on the line. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven defends against the lovely Natalya. I have to admit, her sister Jenny Neidhart's even hotter, but Natalya looks lovely. But she follows me on X and Twitter, X/Twitter, or Twitter X, I like to call it. Then Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox really improving her skills since she came back. I mean, she hasn't had a whole opportunity to really showcase her skills because of her injuries and stuff. But Tegan Nox started to come into her own. In fact, they both went for the women's tag team titles. But in the end, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven win. Now remember, they can take these tag team titles and go anywhere they want. If I were them, I'd be careful of SmackDown. Because I believe with the Kairi Sane and Asuka back together as the Kabuki Warriors and Damage Control, those tag team titles could be seriously in dire straits if Chelsea Green and Piper Niven had to defend them against that team of Kairi Sane and Asuka. Trust me on this one. So that. Jey Uso talks to Randy Orton and says, "Hey, listen, whatever the bloodline did, I'm very sorry about back in the day." But he says, and then Randy Orton goes, "You know what? Since you're out of the bloodline, we're cool. We're good. We're good. We're good." Yeah, they both shake hands. He said, "You go get him." Randy Orton went one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio. This was a heck of a fight. Second generation versus third generation. A battle. Randy Orton's first match back, and these two went at it. It got to the point where they went to the outside, right? And as they went to the outside, and JD McDonald drags Dominic Mysterio outside the ring. And then all of a sudden they're looking around and they see Jelly Roll, the CMA recording music artist, stand up. And, they start trash talking Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll pushes JD McDonald down first. I'm like, oh boy. And then when Dominic Mysterio starts something with him, he pushed Dominic Mysterio to the point where he flew all the way back to the apron. Randy Orton grabs him, does his draping DDT, sets him up, RKO, victory is Randy Orton's. So that was really fun. Then finally, the moment has arrived. CM Punk made his return, addressing the crowd. He says he's back. He's better than ever. He says, what people don't like me and they don't understand. Also, he mentioned his wife, AJ Lee. She says she's feeling fabulous, and she sends her regards. So, he wouldn't say if she was available. If she's physically able, which I think because she was doing her doing and acting on heels, doing stunt work there. If she is able to compete Royal Rumble or she resigns with the WWE, imagine some of the dream matches that she will have. One, I can see AJ Lee versus Kairi Sane. I could see AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. I could see many possibilities here. So it'll be very interesting to see where AJ Lee's head's at nowadays. But CM Punk mentioned her, said, listen, she sends her regards. We'll see what happens. All right. But the Royal Rumble is only, a couple of months away, technically. So, also, I'm going to give you a little preview of what's going to happen tomorrow night NXT. There will be 2 more Iron Survivor qualifying matches for the Iron Survivor Challenge. Jerry King Lawler was chosen to pick, and these are the individuals he picked. Braun Breaker will go one-on-one with Eddie Thorpe. He picked those 2. Meanwhile, Jerry King Lawler believes in the future of the women's division. It'll be Kaylani Jordan versus Kiana James for the Iron Survivor Challenge. So I'm looking forward to see what that happens in that matchup. And Braun Breaker does have an opportunity, but remember, Braun Breaker's got Carmella Hayes in the back of his mind, so you better watch it. So that's tomorrow night in NXT. But tomorrow, final Trebek Tuesday, High Rollers of November on tomorrow's show. So along with NXT Event Center, Pressure Luck will be on tomorrow with all those Christmas whammies. Can't wait to see that. So that's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. This concludes today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bova Telepictures and Distribution. See you next time on another episode of the show. Goodbye for now.